specs here. I am here to start my vlog. It's Monday, March, I don't know what day it is. Let's see, it's March 14th. Finished the kind of like runoff from February, the last two books. First I finished Inkheart. So Inkheart was originally written in Germany. It's about a girl named Maggie. She travels a lot with her dad. Dad repairs old books, he fixes the bindings. But there's one book in particular, Inkheart, that changes their whole life. And you learn all about that in here. This is one of my favorite books of all time. The tabbing I did on this one, I didn't do anything here. I just tabbed right there. Aww. Just take a look at that. What a stunner. That's so gorgeous. So good. So I finished this reread last week, and then I also finished over, I think it was Friday or Saturday, that I finished The Beautiful and Damned by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Absolutely enjoyed it. It's really depressing though. Like if you're looking for a happy story, this is not it. This is a really sad book, but I also think the artwork on here is an absolute beauty. Check that out. It's got her face on the side. Also, like, this bookmark. I had received a thank you card from my mother actually, and I just thought the artwork was so pretty. It had like a message here, but I preferred the sticker. What a beautiful bookmark. And I used pretty bulky tabs for this one, and once again I did a few sprints. This book is around the 1920s, so like a lot of the quotes that I liked, really it had like an attitude, it has a mood. It was a fun time. Like I really did enjoy it. I would say that it revolves around problematic people, kids, like young people that are in their early 20s and they're not really grown up. Like they're grown up, but they're not. Like the decisions they make and how like they're not ready to take on like responsibilities of life. And it talks a lot about falling in love and getting married, having like these adult experiences like marriage, but not really being fully adult. Like that's what I would say this book is about. And just like the worst parts of being immature. I gave it 4 stars. A 5-star and a 4-star. So I ended February and started March on a really high note because I really did enjoy these books. But now it's time for my March TBR picks. So Never Anyone But You, I'm really getting into. I'm about 150 pages in. A very cool book. Sometimes it can be a bit much. Marcel Moore and Claude Cahun, I believe that's how it's pronounced. They are, well, one of them is a lesbian. The other, I would say, is more bisexual. I say bisexual, but I could find out later on in the book that she may be something else, pansexual. I'm not sure. They're part of the surrealist movement, surrealism, subconscious, just writing, drawing, dancing with no thoughts, just letting it happen. Cathartic or releasing, or it can become art, is a lot of what it's about in that movement. This is the 40s right now in Paris, and all these different people in the surrealist movement coming in and out of like their apartment and stuff, and 3 pages of like this character and then that character, this character. Like if anybody has read Malibu Rising, the party section of that book, how you're just like jumping from character to character, it's kind of similar. You're not really focusing in on any of those 1-2 characters, but you're just getting like glimpses of all these different people, which are real people that existed in France. If you take the time to figure out who each of these people are, it makes it a much slower read. However, I am really enjoying it. I'm thinking right now it's still a 4-star. It could go either way for me though. It could either pick up and get really exciting and stay on that 4-star, maybe even become a 5-star, or if it kind of continues in the same fashion, it may fall off for me. But it would be a high 3-star even at that rate, just because there is a lot of really beautiful writing in this book. Like I've hearted here, for example, What excites me most, though, is how you play with gender. You demonstrate something I have believed for a long time, namely that two genders are contingent and interchangeable. You're able to relinquish your masculine identity, for example, and inhabit a feminine equivalent. Or sometimes you loiter in the twilight territory between the two. That's beautiful. Thought that myself. Like, it's not so specific to each person. Like, there's not like a hard line on how feminine or masculine you are. Okay, I had to pause from vlogging for a moment there because I had to look at grocery stuff, but I think I was telling y'all about Never Anyone But You, and just that I'm really enjoying it. It's a little slow, but overall, like, it has some really beautiful lines that I definitely want to let people know. There's triggers for suicidal thoughts and an eating disorder in this book. So be aware if you're going to go into this book that it does talk heavily about that. But there's so much beauty in the book too. And like, just lines like, she had implied that she didn't need men in order to exist. All she needed was me. For that time frame, you know, the 40s, like, they were willing to completely go outside the box, outside of like how people thought back then. They were fearless in existing in their own gender, their own sexuality. So just so far, it's been an amazing read. They definitely talk about what it's like to be a woman too back at this time. There wasn't a lot of room for women to be messy. They're like, women were expected to be like composed and put together, you know, and to marry a man and to have children and always just like be beautiful and, you know, be like a flower. But the women in this book, they're not like that. And the way that society perceives them and what they have to fight against, not just with war and political angst, it's also just social norms and having to live in places where they can not fear for their lives and such, not even just as Jewish, but, you know, just wanting to be with a woman. I think this book is really important. To the other books that I'm currently reading, I'm just getting started in, which I'll talk about too. I did start the Firekeeper's Daughter during some Zoom sprints that I was a part of over the weekend, and I've only read chapter 1. So first impressions of the Firekeeper's Daughter. First impressions are that this book is absolutely a stunner. I'm really excited to see the women in this book. There's 3 generations that are being talked about. It's the grandmother, mother, and daughter, but it's not just them, it's the grandmothers on both sides. Yeah, so very barely into it. I also just started Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, and it's because I finished these 2 books over the weekend that I then have just barely started 2 books. And this weekend I made pizzas from scratch with my husband and my husband's family. I'm gonna insert some like clippets of that.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo.
We definitely burnt a lot of flour because we were like putting the pizzas in like the brick oven thing. We like put it in and the pizzas would get stuck and we're like trying to pull the pizzas out. So crash course lesson in how to make a pizza from scratch. I tried to make my pizza look like a frog. Not really, didn't really happen, but the effort, I did try. It was there. The effort was there. It was a fun time. A lot of wine and beer and margaritas were consumed. And yeah, I worked today. Got off a little bit early, so I decided to come give y'all an update. And I'll update y'all once I'm a bit further into my books. March 15th, 11 something in the late morning. I'm not wearing any makeup today because I'm off today. Last night I got through about another 50 pages of Red Queen, and I'm really enjoying it. It's very that girl, you know, she's different from the rest. We're just starting to be introduced to the love interest in like the storyline, so it's showing like that whole thing. And yeah, if I haven't explained what this book is about, there are two different kinds of people. There's people with red blood and there's people with silver blood. People with silver blood have evolved to have special powers, and red blood people, they don't have any special powers, and it's like a caste system. And it's just a really easy read. I feel like this is the book I'm gonna read a lot whenever like I've had a really long day at work and I don't want to have to think too hard. This is gonna be it. And I don't know, I see people judge books. They're just for fun. Like, I know that they are YA. I don't think they're supposed to be taken too seriously. Let's take a moment to look at the cover. Like, do we really look at covers? Do we really sit down and like stare at the design that somebody made? Hoping to get some reading in and I want to apply for some jobs because I'm planning on getting a new job in about a month here, so time is of the essence. But I also want to get some reading done and take some, you know, TLC, some time for myself. Okay. I wanted to give y'all an update. So it's Wednesday, Thursday. It's like 12 in the morning, 12 midnight. I just got to chapter 10, The Firekeeper's Daughter. Finished chapter 10. Absolutely loving it. A lot of like the hunches that I had about what's going on are what's going on. I did read the synopsis, so I definitely went in knowing more than I would like to, but it's really good. So far, I think it's definitely going to be between a 4 and a 5 star. That's like my current feelings. I'm pretty much, yeah, I'm almost to page 100, so good vibes so far. I think for the rest of the night until I go to bed and into tomorrow, I'm going to be focusing on Never Anyone But You. I still think that this is a 4 for me, but I'm not, like, I'm starting to not be as, I'm still excited, but I'm starting to be less excited about it. It's really, really interesting. I think it's really cool to know about these women. It's really important, you know, to know about lesbian women that lived during World War I and World War II. But it kind of like the chapters are super freaking long. So for example, I will show you what one chapter looks like in this book. Hold on. Okay, so this is just one chapter in the book. It's just under 100 pages is one chapter. So I'm off work for 4 days. I plan on getting stuff done, but I also plan on really like getting through these 3 books, which would really make a dent in my TBR, and I could start on new books in my TBR game and have a chance of, I guess, winning this round of Beck's bingo. Once I finish that really long chapter of Never Anyone But You, I'll let you know like how I'm feeling about the book at that point, and we'll get into it. It's 11:30 p.m. and I am currently Why, hello. Omg Hi. So, excuse my hair. I took a bath and my hair is still drying, but I haven't brushed it. Here we are. It is March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day. I am going to update you on where I am in my books. I made a ton of headway in Never Anyone But You. I am enjoying it so much. So much has happened in the past like 100 pages. So Marcel Moore and Claude Cahoon, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, those were like their pen names or their stage names. This is them like when they were younger. They change drastically and they become very like artistic and like they're really gender fluid. They wear a lot of like men's clothing. They cut their hair short, but they're like housing a resistance, like, you know, writing things in German so that soldiers see it, like trying to convince German soldiers to not do what they're doing. They did a lot against Hitler and they were captured. And I'm saying all this because like this isn't fiction, like this really happened. And these women, I keep asking people if they know who these people are and they say no. The University of New York wrote like a essay on them and stuff like that. Like these people really did do these things. So the fact that I personally never learned about them makes me really upset. Like these women should be remembered. They were just powerhouses, like LGBT warriors. Definitely look into them. Once it got into them fighting Nazi propaganda, you know, stating it how it really is, I was like, oh, this book, like, it went up to a 5-star right now currently. I don't know if anything's going to change in this little bit, but it's just so educating and I'm so glad I picked it up. I would say trigger warnings on could be some things, there's some descriptions that could be very upsetting. So just know that going in. You know, war obviously and torture, suicide and mental health, and eating disorders. So far, those are like the triggers that I definitely want you to know about this book. It's definitely got some heavy topics, and I'm thinking I'm gonna finish it in the next couple of days. I'm really enjoying this. So now that I got that off my chest, I have, well, I don't know what I just dropped. Yeah, it's midnight. I need to go to sleep. What the heck? I don't understand. Oh, it's on the ground. 1 second. Got it. I'm enjoying Firekeeper's Daughter. Stuff is going down. Chapter 10. Everything goes crazy. I have had theories about where the story is going to go, and so far those theories have been correct. However, I am literally only within the first 100 pages and my theories were already met, and we have this much more to go. So I have no idea at this point what all this is about. Like what I was like theorizing for the story already happened within 100 pages. So like obviously that's just the beginning. What does that mean? What is this? I don't care what nobody says. Okay. That being said, today was me and my husband's 3rd wedding anniversary. Love you, Andrew, if you're watching. We wanted it to be like a chill, low key, like anniversary, but we wanted to spend it with each other. I'll insert like pictures of our day. So he's been like obsessed with this Fanta drink that's dragon fruit, but I got him all these like Fanta dragon fruit drinks thinking I could like make them into a heart. It was not happening. Like I could not get these, and it was on top of the stove. So on top of our stove, and like they're obviously the things that you cook on, they're not hot plates, I don't know what you call them, like the skillets, is that what they're called? They're like higher up, so like it caused where I could not get these Fantas to go into the shape of the heart that I wanted, and I knew he was gonna wake up soon. So I like was just like, okay, I'm just gonna like put all of these Fanta drinks there and then just put the card on top. So literally his anniversary gift was just a ton of sodas, but it was supposed to be a heart. The intent was there, but we like, that's not like his main, like our gifts, like we knew we were gonna go out together. We went to the comic book store, and like there's this huge comic book store where we live. Like they had the Hulk that was used for the premiere of the Hulk movie, so it's like 2 size for what the Hulk is in the movies, like this huge replica of him. And so we were like, ah, and just like walking around looking at all the different like cosplay and just having a lot of fun. And then we went to the bookstore, and your girl can spend some time at a bookstore. All right, that's it. I will update y'all. I'm hoping that in this reading vlog within this week, I will finish Never Anyone But You, Red Queen, Firekeeper's Daughter. That may be way more ambitious than realistic, but that is the goal. The goal. The goal. The goal. The goal. All right, bye guys. Talk to you guys in a bit. Hey friends. Okay, so today is Saturday, March 19th. I finished Never Anyone But You by Rupert Thomson last night. Loved it. I wanted to give you guys my feelings right after, but I was so tired. I was just like, okay, I have to go to bed. But 5-star. It's so raw. Like it really, really gets into what these women did and like their sufferings and their love for each other. And the writing is so beautiful. I mean, I was just astounded by how gorgeous the writing was. I highlighted so much, I tabbed so much in the book. While there was a little bit like of an area where they were talking about like the surrealist movement and they kept on like just like name dumping, besides that section, the book was just like superb for me. It took me so long to read, I think because I was just really appreciating it. So right now, Andrew and I are going to lunch. We're going to McAllister's. I'm gonna get some macaroni and some of their tea, and then I'm gonna get a sandwich. I don't know which yet. Yeah, it's just really nice. It's Saturday. It's really beautiful out. The sun is shining. I hate winter. Like, I'm just not a winter person. So like this past week has been the first week that I have Texas weather back, and I'm so grateful for it. And yeah, just I'll get some reading done today. I really have to edit this video because I want to post it tomorrow. So I'm mainly just going to be focusing on my husband, who is a sleepy bear today, and yeah, editing so I can show y'all all this. Okay, all right, food time, bye.